welcome to How to Plunder the Pre-Market with the London Swing Trade. My name is Ted Posobiec. I want to thank everybody for joining me. I hope we have a lot of futures traders out there. That's what I trade most now. And let's get started here. I haven't looked back to see where everybody's from. If you'd like, type in where you're from. Let me know what you like to trade. While you're doing that, go ahead and take a look at the disclaimer here. I am a full-time futures trader now. Trading is risky, so don't use money that you can't afford to lose. I'm sure you've seen this sign up here quite a bit today. Great. London, US, Tim, E-minis. Great. Scotland, wow, all over. Are you unable to trade during the normal market hours? I live in Michigan, and I had this problem a few years back where I couldn't trade during the regular market hours. So if you are in Europe, this will help you out pretty good here. And that some of you may have jobs that where you just can't trade regular market hours. This should help you out a little bit, get you on the road. Millions of people would love to trade the markets but can't, usually because of a job from 9 to 5 or some other reasons that keep them from trading during the prime hours. If that sounds like you, then stick around because I'm going to teach you one of my most reliable pre-market trades. But first, let's talk about the biggest obstacles that most traders face during pre-market hours is volume. Volume is much lighter during the pre-market, that it can be difficult to identify commitments from buyers and sellers. So what I have found here, we'll get into, and I'll show you what I do with that to help me out with that. Most traders waste their time searching where to look for good pre-market trades. What you really need to know is when to look. That's real important, and that's why I'm going to teach you today when to look for this setup. I've discovered that the best pre-market trade setups are based on the London Open, which start at 8 a.m. London time, which is 3 a.m. Eastern time in the U.S. Hey, Robert from Plymouth. Great. Don't worry, you don't have to get up at 3 a.m. unless you're already up there for all those that are in Europe. That's fine. I've been debating whether to get up at 3 a.m. Some of those trades that I've been watching have been working out pretty good, but I don't get up at 3 a.m. Hardly at all. I'm hardly ever up, but when I do get up, it's usually around 6 o'clock when I get into the office. Sometimes it's a little bit before, sometimes it's a little after. It just depends on if I can sleep or not. I start drawing support and resistance lines on my chart based on the London Open. Again, I do that going back to my charts at 3 a.m. in the morning. These levels are extremely reliable because traders from around the world participate in the London Open every day. The second part of this trade is to identify swings trades that happen at the support and resistance levels. Put the two things together, and number one, you have reliable price levels created between the start of the London Open and before the U.S. market opens. And two, easy to identify swings trades that happen at these levels. And you have all the ingredients that you'll need for a reliable setup that I call the London Swing. So I'm going to show you a bunch of examples here in a minute. First, who am I and why should you care what I have to say? Let me introduce myself in case you already didn't know me. My name is Ted Posobiec, and I'm a regular guy just like anyone else. I was a commercial diver for 20 years. That's actually me at the bottom down there, tying a down line to a work site. ROV was down at the bottom there, capturing a picture of that particular dive. Love that work. Don't miss it, but it was a really good job. Yeah, I did make a lot of money as a diver. I like to ride motorcycles, as you can see. I've also been trading stocks for almost 18 years, actually going on 20 years now. Most importantly, I love the lifestyle that comes along with being a day trader. Before day trading, I used to work 10 to 12 hours a day, a lot more than that if I was working offshore. Today, my idea of full-time is 2 to 3 hours a day, and I get to focus on what's important in my life. I also host the E-mini Insider Trading Room at WINvesting, Monday through Friday, 8:15 to 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Here's what one of my students had to say about me. Ted Posobiec is a phenomenal trader and coach. He is truly driven to help his students achieve their personal goals. I was treading water with my trading for a long time, taking one step forward and 2 steps back. But Ted helped me to turn that around by building on solid fundamentals. It's pretty amazing how quickly an account can grow when you're consistently profitable. Out of the last 20 trading days, I've had 2 losers, 2 break-even days, and 16 winners. My account is up over 50% in 30 days simply by cracking out base hits. Pretty exciting. Wouldn't have happened without Ted's help. Rick R. from Wisconsin. That's enough about me. So let's get back to the London swing, and I'll show you how this trade will help you plunder the pre-market. The London swing. I'll trade this at any time after 3 a.m. Up until the market opens. Market open at 8:20 for gold, 9 o'clock for oil, and all the others, ES, YM, NQ at 9:30. Again, these are all in Eastern Standard Times, so keep that in mind. You may have to do a little adjusting there. Here's what you'll learn today. What is the London swing setup? Which markets I trade using this setup? How to know which swings are important and which ones you should ignore. We'll go over one of my favorite charts, maybe 2. How to master this trade in the market replay. Been having a little problems with market replay, so we'll go over some still charts here, and hopefully you'll get the idea of that. London swing setup. This setup sets up before the U.S. market opens. Metal and interest rates will open up at 8:20. So from 3 to 8:20, I'll use this trade. Energy, open. That opens up at 9 o'clock. So I'll trade that from anywhere from 3 a.m. up to 9. And the equities all the way up to 9:30. I start looking back early in the morning. When I say start looking back early in the morning, I will do this from 3 o'clock forward. So if I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, get the charts all set up, I'll start looking for the levels from 3 o'clock. Nothing before that. I just want to know where the highs, lows, and anything in between that might look good to me. If you want to start trading at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., or 7, that's fine. Whatever time you get. If you're up at 4 o'clock, sometimes I am, and I start looking there and to take these trades. I mark the highs and lows of the market at the beginning at 3 a.m. Eastern Time, even if I don't start trading at 5:30. I want to make that clear. You don't have to be up at 3 a.m. to start putting in the lines. Whatever time you get up, that's fine when you can start marking these lines. I look for a pullback and additional high-low levels after the pullback. We'll show you that in a chart. It's a little more easier to see what I'm talking about on this particular line here. Once the market starts going, I look for a pullback and I'll place a line in. I don't need a whole bunch of lines on. I want to know where price is at the time I get up. And I want to know where the high and low is. That would be the main. There are some other lines I'll put in, but I'll show you how I do that here shortly. Here we have a chart of CL, and I don't have a lot on here. There's a 50 EMA that you may or may not need, and I have a indicator that places the highs and lows on here for me. So the first thing I'm doing, I get up here. This is the time I get in on this particular chart, so I know where I'm at, and the computer is on, ready to start looking back. So I start looking back, and here's my high. This here is the high of the day, but I'm looking for that initial drive. That first candle here is the initial drive up, and this is my pullback. So I'll place that on top of the candle here, not this one. The green candle was the initial drive up, and I place my line in. Now the drive went up and it came down. As long as it's coming down, I wait for a green candle to pull back. Here's my green candle, and I place my line down here. With the indicator that I'm using on this particular chart here, it does draw my low. So at least I have this here, and I can add in other lines here. Every time I get a pullback, I will add in other lines. But looking at the chart here, this is my closest one, so I'm not going to really be too concerned about these down here or even the low. You get the high from the very first initial push up. You get a pullback candle, place the line in. Price is coming down. You get a pullback. I don't use dojis. If this here was a doji and this here kept coming down red, or if this candle was red, I would be moving it. This would be my first line. So I do need a green candle to pull back. You can use open high-low candles as long as it closes above or below. Opens here, closes up here, that would be closing to the up. So that's why I use that particular this particular chart, because I want to see red and green. After the London opens, the trade may set up real quick, within 5 minutes, or it could take a few hours to set up. That's why I don't stick around. I don't get up right at 3 o'clock to put in a few lines. If I am up, that's fine, and I'll just place the lines in as we're going. No need to get up again at 3 a.m. just to put some lines on and wait. With the chart set up, I use a 24/7 template. Here's what the chart setting looks like on NinjaTrader. I do use NinjaTrader, not necessary that you have to have an NinjaTrader, but I really like NinjaTrader, so this is what I'm going to go off from. And I have a default of 24/7. All my chart templates will be set up at default 24/7. For this demonstration, I will be using the following: a tick counter, toolbar shortcut, and so let's get into making some charts. I'm going to go ahead and grab my control center, and we'll get into making a chart real quick. So new chart, and let's go with CL, and we'll start with the tick chart, 450 default, and we'll see what I have on as my default chart. Here we go. And I don't have the right timer on here, so I'm going to go in here. There's my toolbar, that's already on. Place my indicator that I want to use. Bar timer, I'll remove that and go to tick counter. Hit OK. So I have a tick counter, And this is all I'm going to use on this particular chart. So we'll throw that over. That's pretty simple, pretty clean. You could put a EMA or whatever you like on here, but for this demonstration, I just want to use a clean chart, and I will use the drawing tools. Anybody need to go over that again? Real simple. Tick chart, tick counter, and I have a shortcut for my drawing tools because I'm too lazy to use the shortcut keys. That's pretty simple. Any market, any platform that you can get tick charts on and you can draw on, that's all you would really need for this particular trade. I'm not going to put in the London swing indicator that I have on here because right now most of you won't have that. So I'll just leave that off and we'll just draw lines. Let me go through the explanation of the London swing short. This will be a short setup that we're going to be talking about. Here we have the London Open. The London Open at 3 a.m. We're going to go over some of these charts here shortly without any of the indicators on it. We have the open here. Here's our initial drive. Come down. I get a pullback, and then now I'm going to place my line in. So once the price comes down, I want it to break below, pull back up, and I'll be looking for a low down here. Again, price comes down, pulls back, and you can see that 3 a.m. and then 5:30, I don't have a close below it. It does bounce here, come up, but I do like to look for a close below it. There's other setups here that you can take a look at. Some of you like the double bottoms and take the trade up. But for this trade here, I am looking for a short, so I want price to break below the line, pull back, and then take it to the downside. As time goes on, we already know what our initial drive. This is the same chart, just pushed forward. There's our green candle pullback. My line is in place. I get my close below the line here, and I'm looking for a short once the price comes back up 1 to 2 ticks. I like it to close above the line, so I'm going to place my order 1 to 2 ticks below this line here. So it'd be right around here. That's where I'm looking for the short. Right there you go. Again, initial drive down, pull back, place my line, price closed below the line, price came back up, closed above the line, now I'm looking for the short here. You can see, look at how long that took to get in there. So there are other trades in this area here, but I'm fine with that, with CL waiting prior to the open, 6 o'clock. I've only waited a little over an hour. For a long setup, we have the London Open. Here we have an initial drive to the upside. I have my pullback, and now I'll place my line. You see the doji here? I did not use the high of the doji. I went to the high of the green candle. We're looking for our long setup. The line is placed in, price comes above it, doesn't come in down until here at 644. There's our close above the line, close below the line, place the order in 1 to 2 ticks above the line here, and that's what I'm looking for. Real nice setup right there. For my ATM, automatic trade management, what I use for that in the mornings, I like using no more than a 7-tick stop with a 3 and a 5-tick target, or a 5 and a 10-tick target. Sometimes I'll go with a 10-tick target and 15-tick target. It just depends on the day, what it looks like, how much price is moving prior to the market open. So for the most part, I'll be using a 7-tick stop with a 3 and a 5-tick target. And I can move my targets around to get more out of it if I see that I can get more out of it. So with that being said, does anybody have any questions from here? So no more than a 7-tick stop, 3-tick target, 5-tick target, 10-tick target, and even a 15-tick target. So let's take a look at the chart here that I built, and we'll go back to today. And let's open this up. And what I'll do here is just using my tool. We'll put in a line at 3 a.m. There's the 3 a.m. That's the open candle. And let's see, this here looks like a good chart to go off from. And I get up at, we'll put one in here at about 6. That's close enough. So what I'll do is, I don't see any of this happening here. I'm up here. Take a look here where price is at right now. And I want to come back. I have a high here and a low down here. Take a look at the first initial drive candle was down. I may put a line here. Not really needing it there because prices here looks like it's going up. So this here is where I want to place my line. Again, we'll have the high here and price down here. I have the price has gone up, it's pulled back, it's closed above it, and definitely came in down here. I'd be looking for a long right here as I get in, get up and get the chart set. And it does go up. That was good for 17 ticks. Not concerned about these here because I'm not up. Price closed below it. If I had gotten in here up a little earlier, which is fine, that down here, that's 12 ticks. Definitely would have not worked on the first one, but watching how the candles are, we get in the wicks here, I'd probably stay out of it anyway. So just keep an eye on the wicks and watch for it to come around. You got an area here. Definitely want it to break out of the area, and that's where I'm looking to go long. And we have a setup here with the high of this candle here. Let's go take a look at that. Price came up. We get our pullback. Price closed above it. Price closed below it. I'm looking to go long right here. And we get the long. Does come back to almost to the open. There was using a 3 and 5 tick, would have gotten that. And the most heat I would have taken on this trade, let's say it came all the way back down here, 7 ticks. Actually, that's 6 ticks. Still there. If you would have stayed in the trade, 10 ticks. And it's not even 7 o'clock yet, 7:14 for that. Price came back down here. Once it goes up, I do prefer it to close below the line to take it back up to a higher, make it go up higher. But we have our pullback here. Now I would remove these lines because I want to go where price is at now. Everybody following me? One tick on CL is $10 a tick. How do you manage it? Do you take it out at 820 or 9? This is, you can actually run this all the way through if you like, through to the open. I use another method. Once the market's open, I'll run a different system. Once price came back up here, it closes back down below it. I see the doji. I'm going to kind of stay away from it unless I see we got a double doji here, but the trade setup is still right here. Even if getting into the trade, 1 or 2 ticks above, 5 tick, actually that's 4 ticks, and good to 8. As soon as I seen it start pulling back here, I'd be tightening up. So I'll probably get about 5 ticks out of that, 3 and a 5. This one here would be no trade for me. Not saying that you can't take it. It's still a good setup. Then the line comes up. That line I would keep, bring the one down from below and bring up. As it keeps going, still see the same thing. This morning was really good for CL. Let's go back to yesterday. Let's clear all the lines off. Go back to yesterday on CL here. And I'll use my line. $31, 3, okay, where'd you go? Let's put that in again. Just want to make sure it's at the, there's 307, 300. Here we have our initial drive to the downside here. There are days that I may use the 450, a 610 tick chart, a 233. It just depends on how much volume is coming in and how much the price is moving. So we have the initial drive here. Again, if I had gotten up earlier on this particular day, don't look like anything, so 6 o'clock. We'll bring it back here at 6 or close to it as possible. All right, here. And my high for the day is right here. Taking a look at where price is, well, 7 o'clock. Do we have a trade here at 7? With this here, high being here, I need to have a green candle break above here. I get my pullback. Price comes up and down through here. And I have a low down here. So if I get up at this time here, right in here where I'm at, or right here, there's a trade set up here. Price comes up, closes above it, pulls back down below it, right here. There is a trade set up here. Does not work out too well. So once the price closes back down below it, I'll be looking for a trade here. Five, 6 tick stop with 6 ticks. So there was a 3 and a 5. It's really not that complicated. Breakout with a pullback. Doesn't necessarily have to be right at the highs. Right now this chart here is just showing down. We get the high up here. I'm not going to take a breakout. I don't take breakouts. I would not take a breakout here. Not until I get a push above this. I want it to close above it. I like it to close a little higher, pull back down, and then shoot back up. There's no commitment. But using the a tick chart, 5-minute chart, 3-minute chart works just as well. We have the no price close down below here, so I would not take this trade here. Next trade setup, once it closes below it and gets back here, we go again, and it's 729. I did not trade this morning because of oil inventory and FOMC meetings coming out today. So I had appointments this morning. I didn't trade today. I would still use this method. You've seen this morning it did work. I would have traded it this morning, and then all the way up to 10 o'clock, then I would shut it down. That's actually what time I got back into the office here this morning. Let's take a look at gold. CL and gold are the ones that I use the most on this. Not saying that other markets don't work on it. NQ, YM, ES, been looking at it on bonds. A little slower. It does work, but it's not something that I want something that moves a little more. And usually your CL and gold, oil and gold move the best. So let's take a look at what happened today. Using the 450 tick chart again and move to 3 a.m. We have initial drive to the upside. And that would be right here if we're using the 3 a.m. candle. We don't get, I don't see anything here. Let's see if I got up around 6. Right here, we have the push above it, and right here we get a close below it, so right there would be my entry. And it looks like that was a little before. I wouldn't, personally, I don't think I would have gotten it here at that time in the morning. But that was good for 15 and 3 to 4 tick. Stop. So the 3, 5, or 5 and 10. I do like using a 5 and 10 on gold, but 3 and 5, there's $80. You double that up on your contracts. You know, that's mainly what I'm looking for. 8 o'clock, 8:15. I would start looking at another trade setup. So that one, we had one trade here. And we'll go back. Let's go back to the 31st here. And again, this is London swing. So I run this. I'll run this from 3 a.m. to 8:20 on this particular day. Data, and we have that, and the 6 a.m. somewhere around here. Grab my tools here. Initial drive we have is down. So if I'm looking, I'm here. The only line that I really have that I'm interested in is anything below this line here. So do we have, with what I've said, is everything there that we have? We have our drive down, we have a push, a pullback, we have a close below, and now we have our close above. Does come down a little bit. So I'm not up until this area here. I look at the chart, everything's coming down. I'd be looking for a long, a short. Short 1 to 2 ticks below the line here. I'm in, and that one did not work. But marking the high, there's 7 o'clock. Trying to find where I get a pullback, don't get one. We're way up here now. I get my pullback. This candle here did not break the high of that first candle. It has to break the high, then it get the pullback, so I can't use that. So I'm up here, 702. I got the close above it. Close below it. Looking for a long here. And it looks like that one didn't work. Well, there's one day that 2 trades didn't work. Let me put on the indicator here. I2S London swing. Get rid of this one and this one. Here we go. There, it marks the high and the lows for me. That's what the indicator will do for me. And 26. Take a look here. If I'm up at 6 and I only see this much movement here, I may go and use a 377 tick just to get a little more ticks, see some more movement. Here, 31st, we've done this one. This year could have been a little better. At 6 o'clock. Nope, still not good there. Here we have a drive down, 6 o'clock. I don't want to look forward. Around 6 o'clock is where I'm looking for the trade. This here actually pushed up for that line there, so I would be using that as my high. And of course, this is already marked for the low. These trades can set up real quickly right after the open, or it may take several it could take a few hours. But it just depends on what time you're looking at getting in. What time can you trade? Add this to what you already know. But your blue lines key off from what? 3 a.m., high and low. So you can see the high here at 3 a.m., right down here, and it just keeps moving as the price keeps going down. And this stops at 8:20. It'll stop at 8:20. Price keeps pushing up. This line here has been established. You need to break above it. No trade here. Trade closes down here. So this one is running past 9 o'clock or even 8:20. So the trade here still works after the market is open. I use a different method once the what is the blue line? The blue line is the indicator for the high and low. It's my London swing indicator. Once the 8:20 opens up, I start another setup. But it's not saying that you can't continually run it on. So if you get up at 8:20, you just start looking back from 3 a.m. for your highs and lows, and the same method would be used. High. Let's get rid of all the lines. We have 3 a.m. open. And I get up and I see not much movement here. Anywhere, I'm going to place my line. I get a close above, come down. It goes back above it. Now, once I'm here, I really want to see price close below this again before I get in. And I'm looking for a long right here. It keeps going down, still no problem. But did I get a short? We have no push below it yet. I got to wait for right here we have the candle that pushes down below it. So this line is in. And now I need to have price close below it, pull back, and then get down. Think of it as there's going to be a lot of people right here waiting for a breakout. And I don't take breakout trades. Most breakouts fail the first time through. Look at this one. We had to push up. This would be your high. It comes up, they get taken in and then taken out. It pushes up a little higher. So what would be the better one? Taking a breakout and getting a loss, or taking it pushes up above it, closes back below it, then get in for your trade going up. That's the way I look at the trade. Right there, still would be my entry if that was my high, and it is. With this day here, initial drive was down. We get the pullback, so there could be two lines here, but I'm not concerned about. I want to know where price is at when I get up. So if we're at 6 o'clock, what I'm looking for is where that drive is, and I get my first pullback, so I'm down here. even at 6:30. So I don't have a trade yet. I don't have no trade set up unless it comes up to this point here. It's got to close above it and then come down. So there's a possible short setup here if everything falls in line. But now we have the push below it, and I would add this line or I bring the next line down. Price pulls back, closes below it. If it comes up above here, I'll be looking for my short right here. But price has got to come above it. Comes above it, I'm looking for the short right here. And it comes down a little bit, goes back up. If it comes up above this one, and try it again. First one doesn't work, usually the second one's going to. What else would you want to be looking out for? Whatever you can short off from, you can take a long off of also. But what I suggest is that you trade it one way, learn the one way first, and as you get better at it, the more you trade it, the more you look at it, oh, gee, I can do a double bottom here, possibly go long here. And we're starting to get into a sideways move. So once I see a sideways move, it started to move sideways, I definitely want it to break out more, come down, or make a bigger move down or a bigger move up. But that all comes in later on. We're already at 11 o'clock here. Using a 377 tick chart, may want to go to a 233. It just depends on what the market's doing that particular day. If you have any questions, I don't know if this looks complicated to you. There's no fancy indicators on it. If you have MAs that you use on here, help you determine what way you want to take the trade, long or short. I do use them. I use different things. But what I'm looking at, trying to get people to look at is if you can't trade the prime time hours, there are trade setups to take from 3 a.m. all the way up to that point. You may not get some. If you're looking at YM and NQ, you may not get anything for that day. If you don't take a trade that day, guess what? You didn't lose nothing. That's the way I look at it. If I can pull, I have in the past, when I'd get up, I'd take these trades and I'm done trading before the market even opens, at least CL. And I loved it. Things change. I'm not getting as many ticks as I was, but you know, things happen. The way the market's going, and it's going good. It might go real good for a few days. There are days that it just hammers, and there's trade after trade that you see in the pre-market hours. Here's one. This here's after. I'd have to go back another week or so. I do not hold through the inventory. No, Charles, I do not hold through the inventory. I prefer not to even trade crude oil on inventory day. Nope, don't like it. I get hammered too much. Not saying that I don't, and I learn my lesson every time I do it. There are some times that I will trade. I trade before it, and I'll trade after it, but I will not hold a trade through it. Again, CL and gold are the ones that I like to use the most on this, but I have traded NQ off from it, YM, and ES. Volume is a lot lighter. With those markets at that time, I might be using a 144 tick chart. I want to see some movement. If we don't have the movement I know why this is like this, because this is on 4. This would be a 2. It rolled over, so that's why. Get rid of the lines here. At 233, 377 tick on the 25th, we have initial drive here, our first push down here, 6 o'clock. Let's put a line here close to 6. I'm looking at where price is right now, and we're below it, so I can look for a short or a long. This has given me my highs and lows, so I'll be looking right here. Great. Price comes up because I laid the line in here. This is where I'd be actually getting up. I could be looking for a short. I need price to close below it before it goes up. Price has come up. Here's my high. Price came up, closed below it. No close below it. So right here, I'd be looking for this day here, 377. Let's take a look at this day here on the 25th on a 233. May change things for you a little bit. $6 o'clock, yes. Here's your entry. There's one entry there and one entry here. That's going up. With that, you also have an entry here. Does that make sense? Everything has followed what it needs to do. I have price going above it, close below it, and I go up. Once it goes up, I need price to close below it, and I'm ready to go up again. So learning how to change your charts, I want to use the slowest chart possible from the time I'm up. Sometimes it might be a 610 chart. If I only see a few candles, if we go to a 610 here, I'm sure it's going to be a whole different ball game. There we go. Less candles in between, up to 6 o'clock, so I will speed it up. And you may want to use a 610, 450, 440, 377. But what I'll do is I'll show you how to get all of those together and which ones to use later on. Yeah, these here lines will stay because I have the indicator shut off at 8:20. Now, if I take that 3 and make that to 4:20 p.m., it will continue on. I have several different times that can be put on here for different things. So it will run all the way through or up to a certain time. But I like to know where the high and low from the London Open is throughout the trading day. If we're trading above it, I want to go long. If we're trading below it, I want to go short. And then I can take either direction if it's in between. I like using the highs and lows as points to short once we have this established here, try to short it throughout the day. Once it stops, using them as support resistance to take the trade. And the same thing would be off the bottom. Today I've shown you the basics of the London swing trade. That's only the tip of the iceberg. There are too many other factors to go over in just 1 hour, which is why I'm inviting you to join me Saturday for a 3-hour live workshop where I'll teach you everything you need to know how to master the London swing trade. London swing trade live workshop Saturday, February 4th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Here's what you're going to learn in this. We have 9 trading modules. How to trade the London swing on GC and CL. We will also do YM and NQ. You'll get the best setups for each market, knowing what charts that you might want to look at. Minimize the risk with automated stops and targets. So we'll set up your ATMs to get the most bang for your dollar. Multiple examples of both long and shorts in all of the markets. We'll go over 3 charts that you will use to set up your workspace, how to enter, exit, and manage the trade, personalized feedback to get all your questions answered. That's why we're going to do it live. 90-day action plan for what to do after the class is done. We'll record it and turn it into an online course. When you register today, you'll get 3 following exclusive bonuses. Custom London indicator that I showed you here, and we'll go over that more in the course, how to set it up, what you can do with it, what you can add to it. This helps eliminate the guesswork. As I showed you, it's better, beats drawing the lines, draws the highs and lows automatically, and highlights the area where you need to focus. This is a $500 value. Bonus 2, how to trade other people's money. Learn how to trade other people's money and stop risking your own hard-earned dollars. We'll show you how to choose the right prop firm. Discover the rabbit punch strategy for passing and getting funded. This is a $99 value. Bonus 3, the 610 trade. This is another one of my very favorite trades. A powerful trade that I use every day. Transitions from the pre-market to the post-market open. So what I actually do is go from the London swing to the 610 trade. Learn how to make 10 to 50 ticks per trade in this particular module or course. This is a $300 value. So how much is all this worth? I make an average of $155 a day on the London swing trade with a 72% win rate. That's still accurate as of today, from when I wrote this all the way up today. That's about what I average on the London swing. Just the London swing, that's nothing else. I'm only using 2 contracts, so take it a couple of times and I'm good. That's what I net after commissions, by the way. After 20 trading days per month, if you add it up, that's $3,100 per month that I make just on that trade. If I price the system at $1,500, it could easily pay for itself in 2 weeks, but I'm not going to ask you for $3,100 or even $1,500. When you sign up today, get the live London Swing workshop this Saturday, all the bonuses, and full access to the recording course when it is ready in 3 to 4 weeks for just $297. You can register at WINvesting, www.winvesting.com/swing. I'm so confident that you'll find success in the London swing, I'm going to take all the risk on me. Backed by my 90-day, 100% no BS action guarantee. Sign up today, check out the entire course, trade at least 1 day a week over the next 3 months using the strategies taught in the workshop, starting with just $5,000 real or simulated trading account. After 90 days, if you have not generated at least $1,500 in real or simulated profits, show us the proof you took the action above to get a full 100% refund of the investment in the workshop. If you haven't signed up, maybe this will help you. How'd you like to trade with me live next week? Here's the deal. I want to help you succeed, and you'll learn a lot faster if I'm there with you to answer the questions and coach you along through the trades. You'll be able to see me take these trades in the room. You'll be able to ask your questions, answer them. I'll be able to answer them to you live in the room after you've gone through the course here. I think you'll learn a lot faster. I like to keep my room small so I can give you the more personalized feedback. If you're interested, I will open up the mic so you can ask questions that way. We will be having, if you sign up before Saturday, get all the bonuses above, 3 weeks in the E-mini Insider Trading Room. This is for the first 15 only. Trade live with me Monday through Friday, 8:15 to 10. See the London swing trade in action in a live market. Might even be able to open it up a little earlier than that to get some other trades. I think I'll get with Dan, and we'll take at least a week to do that. Get all your questions answered. There is no auto renew, so there's no strings attached. You can register now at www.winvesting.com. Got some questions here. Robert, I think I answered that. Yeah, if you change the time, those lines will continue on. What I usually do is I'll stop them at a certain time when the market opens, and then I'll start up another set of lines that come in. That's what I like to do. Just 1 or 2 winning days will easily pay for this course in itself. So don't delay because the clock is ticking. Special offer expires 48 hours. That's just in 2 days from now. So it's because we're doing the course live. I'm using, Robert, I'm using NinjaTrader, but it's not necessarily that you use NinjaTrader. I prefer you to use NinjaTrader, but what platform are you using right now? Now, you can get a free trial of NinjaTrader if you're not using it, but you don't really need it. MT4, if you can draw lines on it and use your drawing tools, that's basically all you need with it. But I do recommend using NinjaTrader. That way there you can get the indicator that works with it, the London swing indicator. If you can put EMAs, SMAs, HMAs, whatever kind of MA you like on there too, it'll all help. But learning how to draw the lines and where to get them in. I got HE in the room. He is in my regular trade room. Levels drawn are reliable more often than not. The coaching in Ted's room is relaxed and generally helpful. Not generally, sorry. Thanks, HE. Remember, when you sign up today, you'll get 3-hour Lunny and Swing trade workshop, plus access to all the recordings online. The 610 trade course, and how to trade other people's money. 3 weeks live in the trading room with me. Register at www.winvesting.com. And I am here for a little bit longer. Let's take a look at YM. Again, I will start this at 3 a.m. For those that like to trade EM. For some reason, I'm not getting 6C because I would do that. I'm not getting 6C data for some reason. 3 a.m., 233 tick. We'll start out with that. And I can just draw a box here to, let's say 6, right there. This is why I pretty much, not saying that I don't, if the markets are moving good on this particular day, I would go ahead and take a trade. But for the most part, I'm using gold and CL. The method would still be the same. We have an initial drive up and one down. Price pulls up above it, closes back down. So right after 6, there's a long setup. So that there was a good trade. 16 ticks. On that particular one, I would be going for a 10 and 20 with no more than a 8-tick stop on YMNQ. I have not had anything with interactive brokers. If they deal in, you're talking, KS, you're talking about Thinkorswim. The only thing I use Thinkorswim for is options and trading ETFs and some stocks. Interactive brokers, if they trade futures more, then their platform would be a lot better than Thinkorswim. Not saying that you can't trade off from it, but geez, their margins and fees are a lot higher than anybody else. Yep, I'm just scalping the move. scalp it. There are times when I will take longer runs. Usually that's later in the day. Right here with this day, let's see if we get something out of here. That's 3 a.m. there. Drive up, drive down. With the drive down, well, we're already at our highs and lows here, really. So I'm looking for the price to either, actually right now with where I'm at right here at 7, I want price to close below it, pull back above it, and then my order will be placed in here. So we get a close below it. It doesn't come in. I can move the line down, get a close below it, and the same thing happens again. We're already at 8:30. Close below it, close up. 8:30 is getting really close to the open, so I may pass on this, but if I were to get in, it would be right here. Doesn't get me in, still good for this trade. Now, do I have one up here? Nothing here, unless you are the type that will take the trade to the tap of the line. That's a decision you'll have to make yourself, doing back testing on your own. You could take that short. I would have gone in short here. Nope. I would already be doing a different method. But if you were to do it, doesn't take too much. Seven tick stop. 11 ticks, and it keeps going down. So it does work after the market's open. Yeah, Eastern time on my charts. I do use Eastern Standard Time. Anybody want to go over another chart that I may not trade very often? I'll go over as many charts as you want. Just remember, wherever you get up, doesn't matter where you get up. Okay, let's take a look at ZB. Same thing here. Start out with the 233. We have 3 a.m. here. Why can't I? If I pull the right line. 3 a.m. Our initial drive down. We get a push up. Six o'clock is about where I would be getting up. I don't have anything here at 6. So I may want to try a 144 tick. 144 tick. Still, that doesn't do me any good. So the 370 or the 233, 377 would still be fine. 6 o'clock, we do get our move above it, close below, entry. Not very good. You do get stopped out. but we do have the short here, pull back here, close below it. This one here might be, here we go, 819, not much happening. If the market is moving good, you'll usually see it right. I usually see it when I first get up, like this. I have seen ZB do this, but it's not an everyday thing. It's whenever it feels. Here it looks like a decent day for the morning. We have 3 a.m. our low. We don't have a high. So we have a low that closes below it, closes above it. This one here happened pretty early. And it doesn't look like you would have had too big of a stop. I'm using a 4-tick stop on the ZB. The average would be, if I'm doing both CL and gold at the same time, maybe 4, but that's only because that's what I get up on. So it's not some of these markets that have lower volume in the morning, like ZB, unless something's coming up that makes it move pretty good. That one happened early, 6 o'clock. Let's take a look at it at 6 o'clock. It does come in, and I get a 4 ticks. First target hit. That's it, because I'd use a 4 and an 8-tick target. Natural gas. Natural gas is on a 3, isn't it? I think I forgot to update that. So we got that. Let me go to it now. Let's take a look at natural gas. That's one that I have not looked at all. Should be around 9 o'clock. I'd look that up. Anybody can tell me right offhand. I believe it's 9. Natural gas, does that open up at 9? But I would trade this, the London swing on it, if that's what you like to trade. There. You have a high pullback, close above it. Doesn't close back down below it here. So at 7:30 would be a trade, unless you keep going up. You got to remember, I'd be moving this up to see if I'd get a trade in here. But right at 7:30, here's my trade. Right there. Doesn't work there. At 3:30, right here is a set trade. Going up. Getting closer to 8. Sideways move. So I'd have to look at natural gas a little more. USA time, 9 o'clock. All right. If anybody has anything else, please write them in. My time is about up. And again, remember, take a look. If you're interested in, register at www.winvesting.com/swing. I want to thank everybody for joining me, and everybody have a great day. I hope to see you in the room on Saturday for the 3-hour live presentation on it. We'll go over a lot more things that you can do with it, and better ways to figure out if you're going to be able to if you want to take the trade or stay away from it. Take a look at what I've given you today and give it a try. Do some back testing yourself and see what you come up with. All right. Thank you all again. Thanks for joining me.